Is the FUD in crypto starting? Because news headlines like this are starting to be more common, and I'm going to show you some of them in today's video. 77% of people are long on Bitcoin right now, and 23% of people are short, but that was at 80% yesterday and 20%, so we're starting to see a bit of a switch in direction there. I'm in some trades here for the $10,000 to $1 million trading challenge, and we're back in a profit here of $400, now giving us an account balance here of $14,000, putting us 40% up from where we started. And you can join in with that. There's links and information in today's video description. I am back to live streaming on a daily basis, and things are starting to look better, aren't they, out there? Things really are. It's a difficult one, honestly, because if we go into an altcoin season now, things are going to really rip, and we need to be very prepared for that. So I think that we're in the range of buy the dip. I don't know if we're going to dip a little bit more, but we're definitely in that range of buy the dip, because things are starting to hit that crest where it's the point of no return and things really start going heavily to the upside. The altcoin market is a difficult one, because if I call it now and then it starts going down, it's going to really suck, isn't it? But I'm starting to think that it's going to do that. I'm starting to think it's going to really start ripping soon. So I think it's time to start considering, when do we buy the dip? Where do we buy the dip? We have seen a bunch of altcoins start ripping in recent times. I can show you some of those if we go over to, is that the right tab? No, that's not the right tab. Is this one the right one? There's some of them that's been ripping recently. I wish I could just find it. I had it on my screen a second ago. I can't find it. Either way, one of these charts is literally, it's a pump up to the moon, and then it's lost all of its gains. We're seeing that quite commonly, to be honest, when you start looking throughout the crypto market. A lot of these coins did have a pretty big rally up the other day, and then it's kind of reset and lost all of those gains. Even stuff like ADA managed to run all the way up here, and now it's back down. If you look in this here, ADA had a huge run upwards, and now it's back down. But the question is, are we in that buy the dip? Like so many of these charts, this is Cardano, so many of these charts are looking like this at the moment, where we've had a run up, we've come down. Do I close? Do I hold? Oh, it's such a difficult call. And we've got to make the right call, because if you make the right call here, it could be so very, very profitable. So if you're interested in what's to come, drop a like on this video, subscribe to TMG Trades. This is a second channel where I do these phone videos, because they're so much easier to produce. I'm going live on the main channel again this evening, so make sure you go over there. And of course, if you want to win this Rolex, it's the last day to enter. The draw is tomorrow. You'll find a link for it in today's video description. You've just got to be subscribed and follow the information on that link in the video description. And fantastic news. I'm going to let everybody know about the winner in a video very soon. But yes, I'm finally doing it because I'm back in Dubai. So no more excuses. Someone's getting a £15,000 watch for completely free. So that aside, news headlines is what we're going to start off with. So Bitcoin is suddenly on the brink as crypto braces for a $50 trillion price shock. This is being reported by Forbes. Take it with a pinch of salt. Bitcoin is suddenly slowing wildly this week, a near 10% drop from its all-time high, sparking fears the bubble has already begun to burst. Oh my God. One of the other things that I've seen as a very, very, very common headline recently is, oh, Bitcoin is bad for the environment. Like somehow that's new news. Yes, obviously. But at the same time, it is the largest driver of green energy adoption on Earth. But I'm going to watch a documentary in a stream very soon. You should join me on that. We'll do a watch along of it. And basically in that documentary, it shows what it's like living next to a Bitcoin mine. And there's some big cons to Bitcoin mining, and it's not going to get done. And Trump doesn't care. Ultimately, this is American documentary. So I will watch it together. You can tell me what you think. Either way, Tesla has dumped 75% of its Bitcoin at one of the worst times, losing out on billions. After buying $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, Tesla currently holds $1.24 billion, up from $722 million a year ago, but it sold way too soon and is missing out on those gains. But Tesla does still have Bitcoin exposure. Puma shares have been plunging 17% after full-year sales profit outlook cut on US tariffs. Those tariffs are now starting to take effect on the US markets, and that's really starting to hamper these big stocks. The stock market today, however, is rising And things are looking pretty decent on the S&P 500. So it really depends on who you are. There's such contrasting news out there at the very top, but we're starting to see these bearish headlines starting to sneak in. The European stock market has been doing terrible because Trump is talking about a tariff on Europe at the moment. And what will happen if Europe doesn't make a tariff, or rather a deal with the US? They're going to have huge tariffs, and that's really going to slow down both economies, which will be a very big negative and probably cause a short-term drop in the price of cryptocurrency. Finally, this Trump. I haven't thought about pardoning Jeffrey Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell as that drama refuses to go away, because this man is in some documents, and these documents that he's in, well, they might just end up being the thing that puts the nail in the coffin at some point next year. It won't happen for a while, though. However, over to crypto now, of which there is so many things to be discussing. We'll start off with the trading challenge, of which we've got $289 profit on this. And it's a difficult call. Honestly, it's a difficult call, because if we lose this level of support down here, we will start heading to the downside. But what I want to show you here is, first of all, Ethereum versus Bitcoin on the weekly chart. Absolute stunner of a chart on Stonksy. But let's pull off Stonksy here. And instead of having Stonksy, let's just run the charts without an indicator on them and have a look at Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin currently is doing very, very, very strongly. I know that you've got the bearish headlines, but that's just because people are noticing that basically Bitcoin has technically reached the top. So this is the 2017 bull run. This is the 2021 bull run. This is the 2025 bull run. Every 4 years we do get these bull runs. And as it sits, we've hit the top, we've hit the top, and we've hit the top. And now we're getting rejected. Now, it does tend to be the case whereby we have a bit of a rejection and then we push all the way back up again, which is why we are, from my perspective, in that buy the dip territory. Without a shadow of a doubt, Bitcoin within the next couple of weeks will go above 120K again. So we're definitely in that buy the dip territory, but the question is, how deep do we dip? So when we've reached this line in the past, we have generally had these massive collapses in price, up to 50%. This is a 50% drop in price from 64,000 down to 28,000. And I remember that dip like it was yesterday. It was very unpleasant. I lost a lot of money on it. If we had a similar event take place here, it'd be 120K down to 60K, which would be terrible. Can you imagine the state of the market if Bitcoin dropped down to $60,000? It would be, honestly, that'd be hilarious. I would, you'd have to laugh because you can't cry. It'd just be amusing at that point, wouldn't it? I'm not saying it's not. It can happen. So many people don't think it can happen. It happened before, and it happened here. It happens every single time. So don't write it off. I know that we've got a lot of positive things on the horizon, but don't write off a full-on, like 50% drop in the price of Bitcoin. Nobody wants to hear that. I'm going to get so much hate in the comment section. So don't forget, leave your hate in the comment section below. Just so I can press hide user on this profile. Anyway, I think realistically, though, a drop down to about 113 to 110 seems somewhat realistic. But I wouldn't want to call it because there is so much bullish momentum in the market. For me, what we're looking for is nice dips on altcoins that we can go in long positions on. So right now on Solana, again, a lovely drop off here. $178 is the current price of Solana. What an amazing drop, because it's likely got to push back to the upside. It gives you amazing risk reward on a buy like this. A retest of the lower level of support here is exactly what you want to see. So as long as it's holding this $178 level, it remains a buy, which is what puts me off holding positions like this any longer than the next 5 minutes, to be honest. But I'll update everybody on these trades in the Crypto Saving Expert Discord group. And you can join that Discord group. Is where I post all of my trades. You can join this Discord group by going to cryptosavingexpert.com. You'll find a link for it in today's video description. And what you do is you go onto the website, you click on Join CSE Plus, you scroll down, and when you scroll down, you go into this plan, you click on this button here, go over to monthly, click on this plan here. It's £20 a month if you use code ATH80. That's like all-time high 80, but abbreviated, ATH80. Sign up, go through to the checkout, put it in the discount code box, and boom, you'll get it £20 a month forever. And that's where you get access to the $10,000 to $1 million trading challenge within that Discord. But also included in all of that, you get all of these courses as well. So if you go onto the Academy section, you get all access to literally everything on here. There's no better value in the market right now. And also there's a leaderboard and stuff like that for who's the smartest in the group. Smart cookies in there. Anyway, I've also got these trades open for me personally. Like, that one is evened out and that one is pretty much evened out. So we don't really have any profit on the table unless we drop lower, because these are short positions and they're pretty decent sizes, 1.8 million and 1 million, 1.8 on Bitcoin, 1 million on ETH. But I don't know about holding them much longer. I don't have the world's most amount of confidence right now in the short position. I like what we've achieved so far with it. I'm glad that I managed to catch the top here and watch it run down. But I don't know how long I actually want to hold on to these things, because ultimately we've got some levels down here that we may end up retesting this evening on tonight's live stream. So I'm going to hold these positions on tonight's live stream, and then we'll see what I do with them on the live stream. And that'll be on the main channel. But 114K is looking pretty attractive, and also 123K is looking pretty attractive when it comes to Bitcoin. When it comes to Ethereum, again, down here at 3,400, pretty attractive, but even more attractive than that is this $3,800 level, lit up like a Christmas tree. So I'm getting the vibe that a bounce is coming soon, to be fair. When you start seeing these bearish headlines, tends to be an omen that actually good things are about to happen. The big concern for me is currently what is going on with this here, that the momentum appears to be switching into short positions, and that generally means that when you see momentum shift, it generally means the momentum is shifting. So something to be aware of, but not particularly concerned by until that number drops below 70%. And at that point, you've really got to reconsider your position if you are in those long positions. As it stands right now, look, we're teetering on the edge of a bottom, but that doesn't mean that we should be shorting. I know I am shorting right now, but I'm speculating. And to be honest, these are only tiny trades anyway, like a 12 ETH trade. It's not exactly big, is it? So we'll see how that's getting on in the next video and on tonight's stream. But overall, market's looking okay. I'm back to business. If you've not seen, Chippy is at an amazing buying point, because today it's down to 3.2 million and tomorrow I'm going to whack in a bunch of money. So we'll see how that goes as well. Chippy's going to do some amazing things anyway over the next 12 months. So on that note, guys, slap a like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you on a stream in about an hour's time. Ciao.